Hello Year 1. Now you're probably wondering why I have got lots of teddies with me today. Now it's not because I've been on a bear hunt, and it's not because we're having a teddy bears picnic, although that would be nice, so perhaps we could do that later. Why do you think I've got all my bears out today? That's right, we're going to be doing some art and we are going to be creating our very own bear. It's a special bear you know very well now. We're going to create an old bear from the story. So that's our learning objective, is to create an old bear. And to do that, we're going to look carefully at Old Bear. We're going to decide what we are going to use to do that. And then we're going to choose the best way to show the texture. And that's our key word now, is texture. So that's why I've brought my different bears to show you. And what can you tell me about these bears? That's right, they're all different. Just like us, we're all different and we're all unique, and so are these bears. They don't look the same. They might have things that are similar, but they're not the same, are they? So let's start by looking at this bear. And this is a big bear, and it's a very beautiful bear, and it's quite big. And can you see the texture of the fur on this bear? Now I know you can't feel the bears, but you might be able to find some of your own teddies or different cuddly toys at home and have a think about the textures of those bears. So there he is, and you can see he's got curly fur on him. It's very soft. There's an example of one bear that we've got. Now this is my next bear, and this is one is really special to me, and I know you've all been thinking about special objects that you have at home, and this bear has come all the way from New York. And these bears that I have here have all come from different places that I've visited, and I try to collect a teddy bear each time I go to a new place, so that I've got lots of different bears from different places. So this one's from New York, and it looks different because it's wearing a special outfit. Does anybody know what this bear is wearing? That's right, it's wearing the Statue of Liberty clothes, and I visited that when I went to New York, so that's why it's got all of this on. So that's a special bear. Can you tell the texture of this bear? How does it feel? Yeah, I can imagine that you're thinking about those different textures. This one feels really soft, and you can see it's got different fur to the other one. It's more like different threads, isn't it, that are pulled out to create a different texture. So there's that bear. Then we have another one, and this one's got his football kit on, and he comes from Spain. He comes from Barcelona. He's a football bear, and again he looks very different. Is he the same colour as the other bears? Not quite, is he? He feels different, and his fur looks different as well. It's different texture, soft, and he's very cuddly and squishy, this one. And then finally we have this bear, and you might be able to tell me where this one has come from. Can you spot it? It's from Ireland, and he came all the way from Dublin, and he looks very different as well. He's saying hello to you all, and he's a different colour. He's more golden, and if you look at his fur on the back, you can see it's swirly, so it's again different texture. So those are the 4 bears that I've got. And perhaps when you're at home, you can have a look around your home. Perhaps you can ask your adults if they've got any bears or toys that they had when they were younger. And perhaps you can see a difference in them. So the older the bear, the more different they look. So have a look out for those. Now, like I said to you before, we're going to create our very own old bear. So here he is. And that's what we're going to do today. Now to do this, we need to think about what a bear has. So just like we think about when we're drawing pictures of people, we have to remember that we have a head and a neck and a body, arms, legs and feet and hands. So that's the same for a bear. They don't quite look like we do, but they have similar things. So I thought I'd show you this bear, and we're going to talk about the different features of the bear. So here he is. Now again, just like us, he has a head and he has 2 ears. His ears aren't at the sides though, like ours are they? They're on the top of his head. He's also got a nose and a mouth, and they always look really smiley when they're with their mouths, don't they? Just like Old Bear, you can see here. Then of course they have a body. Now all teddy bears are different shapes, different sizes, but most of the time they have this shape body, so it's an oval shape. And of course, just like us, they have 2 arms. They don't really have hands though, do they? They're more like paws. So they've got a left arm and a right arm. That's the other way around to you, isn't it? So that's left and right arm. And then they've also got 2 legs, just like we have. So a left leg and a right leg. So when you're drawing your bear today, you need to think carefully about those different things you need to include. And I'll pop this on the website for you so you can remind yourself what a bear looks like. But we're really excited to see how you get on today. So let's take that off. So I've had a little go because I didn't think you'd want to sit watching me do my drawings. So I've had a little practice, and you might be able to see this one, although it's quite faint. So I did a practice sketch of the outline of Old Bear. And again, there'll be a picture of Old Bear on the website for you. And I've included all of those things that we have just talked about. So that's where you're going to start, by having a go at sketching him. Now, when you're sketching a bear, you want to do it, or any sketching, you want to do it really lightly. And I always say this to the children in my class: if you press really hard and then you make a mistake, it'll be really tricky to go and try and edit that mistake, so to change what you've done if you're not happy with it. So sketching is about doing it really light and finely, and that's why you can't really see the lines very clearly on mine. So here's an example of how you could sketch your teddy bears, and they look different to Old Bear. So you're still thinking about Old Bear, but thinking about how you could create those different textures. And then, like I said to you, I had a go at my Old Bear. And here he is. That's what mine looks like. So I've sketched him, and then to create that fur that we talked about when we were looking at the teddy bears, I've created lots of lines to create the sketching. And we have looked at cross hatching. So do you remember we did that a long time ago? And that's where we cross over. So if I show you on here, hopefully you can see. So that's when we create different lines and we cross them, we cross through them, and then we keep doing that, and that creates dark patches on our work. So that's how we create the different light and dark patches. So like on my Old Bear, I have created different lines to show where there might be different dark parts on his body and in his ears and nose and eyes. So I've cross-hatched those to help me do that. There's my Old Bear that I've sketched. Then of course you could try a different way. So it's up to you today. You're going to decide how you'd like to do this. There's no right or wrong, and it would be really nice for them all to be different. So you could paint an Old Bear. Now you might have some paints at home, you might have some watercolours, and they're showing you there the different ways you could create the texture for doing that. And I had a go at using my watercolours to create my Old Bear, and here he is. There's my example of Old Bear that I've had a go at painting. And just like before, I've carried on using the same shapes to create Old Bear that looks like that. And then I've looked carefully at the picture that you can see next to us, and I could see lots of different colours in it. So it wasn't just yellow. There were shades of, hopefully you can see, there are shades of brown and some black, different bits of yellow. So you can mix colours to create that, and that's what I did here. So I mixed some yellows, browns, some black and some white to create my very own Old Bear. So you could paint him. Then there are some other ways you could do. So you could use some charcoals. You might have these at home, you might not. But there's another idea for you. Perhaps you could use some pastels or some colouring crayons. Think carefully about the colour of Old Bear. And finally, you could collage your very own old bear. And I really like this one here. I can see that they've used lots of different coloured paper and created their very own old bear. So that is your task for today. Now have fun, enjoy, and remember, we want them to be different. We don't want them all to look the same because that's what makes them unique, just like my bears. So you could paint, you could sketch, you could do any of the ideas we've thought of there. And don't forget, we want you to email it to us today because we are so excited to see how you get on. So don't forget to email it, and perhaps, if we're really lucky, maybe we could send some of these to Old Bear. Well, I am in school again soon, so perhaps I could take some of your pictures to show Old Bear, and I'm sure that would make him really smile. So have a lovely day, everybody. Enjoy and have fun being artists. See you soon. Bye-bye.